You know, on factory floors and all across our global supply chains, there's a silent war being fought every single day. But this battle isn't with weapons, it's with data, strategy, and a whole lot of brain power. And right at the center of it all, a very special kind of problem solver. Today, on NextGen Manufacturing Nexus, we are diving deep into the world of the lean engineer.
So what's this giant battle all about, really? I mean, you might think it's competition, or maybe crazy new technology, or even those tangled global supply chains. And yeah, those are all huge challenges for sure. But the biggest, most persistent threat is actually something a lot more sneaky, something that quietly eats away at profits and just kills innovation.
That's right, the number one enemy is waste. And I'm not just talking about the stuff that you're throwing in a dumpster. No, we're talking about wasted time, wasted materials, wasted motion, and probably the most important one, wasted human potential. It's this invisible force that makes everything cost more, take longer, and just be harder than it needs to. And this is where our hero steps onto the scene. The lean engineer is a specialist, almost like an industrial detective. Their entire mission, their whole reason for being, is to hunt down and systematically eliminate that waste. They are the ultimate optimizers, the efficiency experts, who can walk into chaos and turn it into a perfectly tuned machine. Okay, so to really get what makes them so special, let's start with the basics. A standard manufacturing engineer, they have a super critical job. They take raw materials, all the different parts and pieces, and they turn them into a finished product. And they have to do it on time and make sure the quality is perfect. This is really the foundation of all production. But the lean engineer, well, they add this incredibly powerful layer right on top of that. They look at that whole process and they ask one simple question over and over again. How can we do this better, faster, cheaper, with less effort? They are absolutely obsessed with one thing, optimization. They don't just run the process, they perfect it.
So how on earth did they do it? Well, they don't just show up on the factory floor with a clipboard and a hunch. No way. They come armed with a powerful arsenal of proven tools and methods, a whole toolkit designed for this war on waste. Let's pull back the curtain on some of their secret weapons.
First up, you've got the core philosophy itself, lean. Think about it like this. If your customer isn't willing to pay for a certain step in your process, then why are you even doing it? Lean is all about having a laser focus on what truly adds value and being absolutely ruthless about cutting out everything else. Then you've got its partner in crime, Six Sigma. Now, if lean is all about doing the right things, Six Sigma is about doing those things right, like almost perfectly. It's the science of making things consistent. It uses cold, hard data to hunt down and eliminate defects until your process is 99.99966% perfect. It makes quality a predictable science, not a happy accident. And then there's my personal favorite, Kaizen. This is less of a tool and more of a whole culture. It's the simple belief that huge, game-changing results come from 1,000 tiny improvements. And the real magic? It gets everyone involved, from the top floor CEO down to the person on the assembly line. It turns the entire company into a nonstop engine for improvement. And believe me, the toolkit goes way deeper than that. You've got things like value stream mapping, which is like giving your whole production process an MRI to see every single step, good and bad. There's 5S, which is basically a deep clean and organization system for the workspace itself. And you have things like Kanban and just-in-time inventory, which are all about creating this smooth, intelligent flow of work and materials. It's a whole suite of ways to see the waste, simplify the process, and streamline the whole operation. Okay, so all these fancy terms and philosophies sound great, right? But what does it actually look like when a lean engineer works their magic on the factory floor? Let's take a look at the journey from total chaos to absolute control. So this is the before picture. This is chaos. It's a process just tangled up with hidden problems. You've got bottlenecks that grind everything to a halt, you've got defects that are just bleeding money, and you have waste at every single turn. It's a nightmare. And then, this is the after. This is what a lean engineer delivers. Order, precision, a process you can actually count on. The workflows are smooth, the quality is rock solid, and speed and efficiency are just cranked up to the max. They literally take a huge liability and transform it into a massive competitive advantage. And as you can imagine, creating that much value gets recognized. A lean manufacturing engineer in the US can expect a salary somewhere between $80,000 and $110,000 a year. And in those really high-demand industries like automotive or aerospace, where every gram and every second counts, that number can easily shoot past $120,000.
But what's the day-to-day job really like? I love this quote from an engineer on Reddit because it gives us that real, unfiltered perspective. You know, the glamorous part is the big aha moment, the breakthrough analysis. But the reality? A ton of the hard work is in the trenches, just meticulously gathering the right data to even make those smart decisions possible.
And this is exactly what all that grunt work leads to. They take that mountain of raw data and they forge it into strategic action. These engineers live and breathe key performance indicators, or KPIs. They use these numbers to constantly check the pulse of a process, and it tells them exactly where they need to focus their attention next.
And you know, this role is never standing still. It's always evolving. The lean engineer of 2025 is way more than just a process guru. They're becoming what you might call a hybrid technologist, someone who blends those classic engineering skills with all the powerful tools of the digital age.
So what does it take to be at the top of this field today? Well, it's this really cool mix of skills. You absolutely have to speak the language of data, software, and automation. But here's the thing. The tech skills are only half the battle. The best engineers are also incredible communicators and leaders who can get completely different teams to rally around one common goal. They're basically the bridge between the factory floor and the data cloud.
Seriously, when you hear the word manufacturing, what's the first image that pops into your head? Is it some old, dark, grimy factory from 100 years ago? It's probably time we updated that picture.
Because this is the new reality of manufacturing. It is clean, it's high-tech, and it's built on people working together. This is a place where decisions are driven by data in real time, and where smart people and even smarter systems collaborate to achieve just unbelievable levels of precision.
So, you see, being a lean engineer isn't really just about saving a company money. It's about building the future. It's about being that innovator who can look at a total mess and see a perfectly tuned system just waiting to be created. So the only real question left is, are you ready to help build that future? Thanks for tuning in to NextGen Manufacturing Nexus.